All right, sitting around fooling around with my fretless bass. Welcome back to the Zoom LiveTrak L-12 simple tutorials, part 7 this time. And as you can see, I'm fooling around with my bass today. We're going to be talking about recording bass through your Zoom LiveTrak L-12 or L8 or L20 as a digital audio interface going into your DAW, digital audio workstation, which in our case is Cakewalk. I'm going to show you how I record bass using this equipment, and I'm going to talk about all the things that I use, the equipment that I use, and hoping that I can help out those of you out there like me who are enjoying recording at home, maybe just getting started with your new board, trying to learn some techniques. And I hope I can help you out a little bit, and hope you really enjoy it. All right, so we're going to talk about everything that I have that I've used to record the bass, and let's get started. First, we're going to talk about the bass. I have the Squier, Fender Squier. It's a vintage modified fretless bass, very inexpensive bass, and yet really beautiful, really nice. It's made in Indonesia, and the work is really, really nice. Has great sound, great neck. I love it. I only paid $260 for it about 8 years ago. Now I think they're going similar basses. They're going for somewhere around $400. Still very inexpensive bass. Great bass. I use it with the DR strings, which I'm going to put up here in a second. And those strings are good. I use them in every bass that I have. I use those DR strings, the fat beams. I just like those. You can, I'm sure you have your favorites, but that's what I'm using. And I'm going to talk about a modification that I did to this bass. The Audere Active preamp, which I have installed this section right here. It is a really, really nice addition to the sound of the bass. And I'll tell you why. I have a picture of it right there now. It comes with 3 double knobs, okay? The first one, the lower part of the knob, is a pan, like a pan button in your board. And you can pan between the front and the rear pickups. Okay, so you can get your balance between those pickups. If you ever played jazz basses with the 2 pickups, you can get a lot of different tones by just balancing between the 2 pickups. The problem is that once you get those tones the way you like it, if you need to bring the whole volume of the bass up or down, you either have to go back to your amp and try to bring it, or you have to guess how much of each knob you're going to bring up or down to keep that balanced. This eliminates that, because once you get that sound that you like between the 2 pickups, the top part of the knob is a master volume. So genius, you can just bring that up and down without messing your balance between the pickups. But wait, there is more. The next knob, the next 2 knobs, in fact, double knobs, they are EQs. They're active EQs, and they sound great. The first one, the bottom one, is a low mids. The top one is high mids. The one on the back is lows, and the top is highs. They work great. They sound great. They eliminate the need for you to go back to your amp and try to tweak the sound. In fact, I don't know if you can see my amp from there, but when I use the amp, I have it flat. I don't attenuate the tone on the amp at all, because I use the EQ here. It's an active EQ. You have to put a battery on it. The installation is not hard. If you're not good at this thing, you can have somebody do it for you like I had, because I'm terrible at soldering and stuff like that, but it's not hard. It comes with a really good instructions and a video. Only $99. I recommend it. Can't go wrong. Okay, so the next things we're going to use, we're going to be recording the bass straight, meaning I'm going to be using no effects, nothing, just the natural sound of the bass amplified through my Hartke amp, which I have a Hartke TX300, 300 watt amp, 5 pounds, great for gigging. I recommend it. And I have the Hartke 112 cabinet for practice or small venues. It sounds great. That's the one I'm going to be using here. I'm miking the cabinet with the AKG P120. It's a microphone, closed mic. I'm going to put up a picture a little bit so you see I put it close to the speaker, a little bit off center. And then from the back of the amp, I have a direct line out. And so I'm going to be putting the microphone on my channel 8 on the board, and the line out coming from the back of the amp, I'm going to put it on the 7 on my board. I'm going to record both signals separately so that I could hear the difference between the mic signal and the direct signal, and then I can choose either which one I want, or I can actually mix them. I can EQ them differently. You can play around with it. You can get a lot of different tones. So it's a nice thing to do. I'm going to show you how to do it here to start off. But then with this bass, I like sometimes getting effects. And the effects that I use is I have 2 pedals. The first pedal is a Zoom MS60B, which I'm going to put here again. It's a multi-effect pedal that for the price, I paid $99. It sounds great. And you can mix and match effects to your liking. It comes with a bunch of presets. It has amp modelings, EQs, reverbs, flangers, all kinds of things. I use it in this bass with a chorus mixed in with a little reverb, and I have a little EQ in there to fix up the sound, okay? And I have it as one sound, one preset. So when I step on that one, it comes up, I use it live, it's great. We use it, we're gonna use it for recording. It's really nice. I'm gonna combine that with the Electro Harmonix POG, which is a octave divider that sounds great, and it splits the signal so you can get a dry signal and a wet signal, meaning that you have the effect on one side and the dry on the other. I'm going to do that on the board, record it on separate channels, and then later on we can mix the effect of the octave divider along with the effect of the chorus and reverb. So it's going to be fun. Hang in there. I know it's long, it's going to be slow, but I hope that you enjoy it and that we can maybe play a little bit together, okay? So let's get down to the nitty-gritty and start recording that bass. All right, let's start recording. I've got the sound in the room going with my amplifier. Is it the right volume that I like? And now we got to go into the board and set the levels. Now, I have the microphone coming into line 8, and I have the straight line out coming from the back of the amplifier going right into line 7. Okay, so let's set the levels. As I play, I'll play as hard as I'm going to play, and I see the levels. You see the LEDs going up. They're going a little bit into the orange. That's fine. The levels you set right here on the gain button. Get the gain going as high as you can without getting these little LEDs going into the red. Now my straight signal is a little stronger than my microphone, so I have the straight signal a little bit lower and the microphone pretty high up on the gain. I've got the pads off. The phantom power is on because I have a condenser mic. So this is pretty easy. It looks good. Once you got this going, we should be doing good in Cakewalk. Now, I use Cakewalk as my DAW. You can use anyone you like, whatever you have. They all work similar. So let's change scenes and go right into Cakewalk, okay? All right, let's take it to Cakewalk. Let's check it out. I'm gonna open up Cakewalk for you. As my computer, if you're familiar with Cakewalk or you have something similar, when you first open it up, it shows you all your recent projects that you have, and it gives you a choice so you can get a new project, your recent projects, or go looking for an existing project you might have on your hard drive. For this example, we're going to use Bass Test Clean, which I've already set up with 4 channels. And it's going to open up. And there you go. And this is the interface for Cakewalk, which is really cool. And you can set it up any way you want. Move everything around on the screen to where you're comfortable. This is how I'm comfortable. I like to work with the upper half of the screen. It shows me the channels that I have, the tracks that I have. I have 4 tracks, and I can widen them up, and it's got all the settings right up here for me. And when you record, it goes from left to right, and you can see the actual waves being recorded. So it's a pretty neat thing. And then after you finish recording and you want to mix, add effects and things like that, this is a more comfortable, for me, a more comfortable setup. And I go back and forth all the time, but this is just like your board. It's got the faders, it's got everything in here where you can add effects and do whatever you want to it. So it's interesting. It's a free software, so you can't beat it. And it really works well. I enjoy using it, and you'll see how it works right now. We're going to first assign, I've already renamed the channels. I named this one Bass Direct and this one Bass Mic. Okay, so now I'm going to assign the channels that was on the board where the mics and the direct line are coming in to each one of these channels. This is a direct. I know that the direct channel I have is at channel 7 on the Zoom board. So I'm going to open up the inputs. This right now says none. And I'll take a second just to also show the interface up here, which is kind of clean and nice. This is for your rewind, play, record. This is the time. You got your tempo. You can work with your metronome, do all kinds of things up here, and it's very, very easy to use, very nice. So now let's set up the input on this channel, and we're going to go, and you see the Zoom driver is there. And when it opens up, it gives you all the tracks or the channels that you have on your board. But they have a really funny way of doing it. It's crazy. I'll show you real quick. Number 1, driver 1 left is actually channel 1 on the Zoom board. Driver 1 right is channel 2. Shows the Goya. And channel 3 left is channel 3. Channel 4 is actually channel 3 right, and so on. Channel 5 is channel 5 left. Channel 6 is right. We're going for 7 because I know that's where the direct line is coming in through. So 7 left is the one I'm going to choose. And now we've got that channel assigned to this track. If we want to see the level, we arm the track. It's not going to record, it's just going to be ready to record. But now, if I touch my bass, I see the level. And what you should do is play a little bit of what you're going to be playing just to make sure. Play the loudest passage. That's my lower note that's going to probably give me the highest reading, and it looks good. It looks like it's not barely going into the orange and certainly not going into the red. So we got a good level. Everything is set, so we're ready to record on Bass Direct. But now, at the same time, I'm going to record the signal coming in through the microphone. Okay, so I'm going to assign channel 8 to this track. Look it up. And channel 8 is actually 7 right. Okay, who knows why? Okay, here we go. So now we've got channel 8 assigned. We're going to see if we've got a level. We arm it to record. And you can see the level right now because the microphone's right next to me and it's picking up my voice. So I can't talk while I record or cough or do a sneeze, do nothing. But here we go. Let's check it. The level with the bass. All right, so it's a very similar level. As you can see, the peak was 8.5 here and 8.4 here. So it's very, very similar. We're basically ready to record. Right now, everything is set. The board is set properly. The channels or the tracks in Cakewalk is set properly. All we have to do now is click the record button up here, and we've already armed these two, and it's going to start recording. So I'm going to play a little piece of a song. I hope I don't screw it up. Just a short piece so that you can hear different tones and when the difference between the bass direct and the bass with the microphone. All right, so enough talk. Let's see if we can play something. Here we go. so we got a little bit sounds in there. It's now we stop the recording. We head back, rewind, and you've got both tracks been recorded. The top one is the direct line coming in. The bottom one is the one with the microphone. So now we can hear the difference between the two of them. I'm going to take the record off of each channel, and now we can play it back. I'm going to solo this track, which is the direct, and I'm going to let you hear, and I hope you got your headphones on, let you hear what each track sounds like and see what the difference between the two. So here's the direct line. Let's hear just a little piece of it. All right, the tuning is not great there, but it'll do. And it sounds good. It's a straight sound. It's clear. It's well recorded. So you can actually just use this in your song. If you need to EQ it, you can add effects and EQ it or do whatever you want to it. But now let's see what the difference is with the one with the microphone. And so we're going to solo this channel now and listen to the same piece and see what happens. Okay, I hear that this track with the microphone has a little more bass, a little more bottom, and some crisp highs coming out of the speakers, I guess. And it's actually a nice sound also. So you've got good recordings on both sides. You select whatever you like. And what we'll do now is we'll listen to both of them together. And what I'm going to do is come in this section here, and I'm going to as we play it, I'm going to fool around, let you hear the difference. I'm going to first play both of them together full speed. Then I'm going to pan one to one side, one to the other. Then I'm going to fool around with the volumes, pan it back to the center and fool around with the volumes and give you an idea of the little variations that you can add to your sound. And again, this is the sound of my bass, but you work with yours and see what it sounds like. So let's hear it. Let's both tracks together. I took some of the direct off and left the mic track on full. Put it back. Now I'm going to pan them. Now they're each coming out of each side, one of each side. So you can do all kinds of things. Again, this one, the mic is to the right and the direct is to the left. I can center them, and gives you a variety of choices that you can make depending upon the sound that you recorded and what you like. And you can again add things to this. You can put compressors, you can put EQs, you can play with both tracks if you're really into getting a nice sound of your bass, or because this can be done with a guitar, it can be done with a piano. It's really universal what you can do, this kind of thing. But now we got the clean sound recorded and gave you an idea of what you can do. Let's now record with the effects, the two pedals that I mentioned before. I'm going to set them up, go back to the board, maybe do a little video so I can show you on the board getting the levels, and then we'll do something very similar. I'll play the same track but with the effects. We'll mix them, and then you decide which is your favorite of the sounds. All right, Okay, we'll be back. Let's get back to Cakewalk and let's do the effects. Listen, get the effects going now. I'm not gonna, this is getting to be long, so I'm not going to do a detail of how to plug in the effects and getting the gain up to where it has to be. I'm just gonna show you in pictures. This is what I have plugged in. I have my Zoom pedal on my preset that I call chorus for chorus, and I'm coming straight in from the bass, and it's going out as a mono signal, giving a little twist, going right into my POG, which is the octave divider, and this one has an octave up and an octave below, and I balance the signal of both the way I like it. And it's got, I like this pedal because it's got two outputs, one for dry and one for effects. So this is a great way for me to take them to the board and record them separately. So I'm going to use the both of these pedals together and separate them so that I can mix them, match, do whatever I want to do later on in the recording. And then on the board, I have the effect signal coming in through channel 1. I have the high Z pressed because it is coming in a high impedance pedal, and I have the high Z on number 2. Number 1 is the signal with the octave divider. Number 2 is a signal with a chorus. And I've already set the gain so that it gives me a good signal, and I have my monitor set up already. So we're ready to go. So basically, it always works the same. You get your signal so it doesn't go into the red, get a nice level, and then we go to Cakewalk. So let's get to Cakewalk, which we're here now. And if you remember, we recorded a little while ago, we recorded these 2 tracks. I'm going to mute those tracks now because I don't want to hear them. This is the clean track, the direct and the one with the microphone. Now I'm going to do one with the octave divider and the chorus, and I've already assigned channel, and you can see here this channel 1 is left, and then channel 2 is 1 right. And if I set the record, I can get a level, and oh, wait till you hear this. All right, so we got a signal going, got a nice sound. The signals are strong. We're ready to record, and what we'll do is record them, then we'll listen to them just like we did before, and we'll mix it a little bit because the way I like it, I like the octave divider to be just, you could barely hear it, but you can feel those lows. So let's see if I can record again. We're going to record the same piece so that we can compare footprints to footprints or apples to apples. So let's give it a shot and let's see if I can do it. Ready? Go. All right, so that was some freaking sounds, but the idea is to get the kind of different sounds that you're looking for that might fit certain songs. It might not fit other songs, but some songs it will fit. So let's check it out now and see what they sound like. I'm gonna mute the chorus and just listen to the octave divider. All right, and let's see what that sounds like. All right, so that has an octave below and an octave above. And it's really cool sound. And we'll mix it with the other. Let's see what just the chorus sounds like. And let's take the mute off. We're gonna solo just the chorus. Oh, wait. Rewind it. And that one, just by itself, it sounds great to me. And it's got a little reverb, a little EQ that I did on it. And it just gives it a real depth to it. And it's you can do all kinds of things with that sound. So now we'll mix them, put them together. Let's do a little bit, just both of them at the same volume. All right, I'm going to start to go down to my mixing section, and I'm going to bring down the octave divider a little bit and blend it in with the other sound. Okay, and here's the octave divider. There's nothing there. So this sound is ideal for all kinds of things. You can do solos with it, you can do pretty melodies with it, some songs. This is how you get your different sounds. These pedals are relatively inexpensive, but you can use them. I use also with the Zoom pedal, I love the sound of the envelope filter. And I have it set up, because you can mix the effects all in one setup. And I have it set up where I use the envelope filter with a digital delay. And I'm not going to do it today because I don't know, this video is getting really long, but it's got a really cool sound also with the envelope filter, kind of like a wah-wah. The envelope filter is like an automatic wah-wah. Like if you know your guitar player, you know the wah-wah. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can work on it to get your own sound. And hopefully you get inspired with this. It's easy to do. You saw it wasn't hard once you get the software installed and you've learned the board already, because you got about 7 tutorials how to use the board. It's up to you, your creative juices. All right. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to, as I leave, I'm going to do a little screen and I'm going to play a little bit of the song that I already recorded with this sound, just so you can hear it in a song, and it's in our channel. Remember to subscribe, Sugarcane Rush in YouTube. I appreciate the nice comments I've been getting. A lot of subscribers coming in, new subscribers every day. Spread the word. More people in here, the better. And I will keep producing music and posting them every month. And also, give me suggestions what you want to hear for the next tutorial. What I have in mind for the next tutorial is I am going to show how we do remote collaborations with other musicians, because in our site, if you've gone into Sugarcane Rush, we have a lot of music, and it's mostly remote collaboration. What does that mean? That the drummer might be in Miami, I'm the bass player, I'm in Central Florida, I've got some guitar players in Italy, piano players in Naples, I got people all over the world that collaborate with us and send us We work together to write songs and put the music together, and I do the mixing here, and I make it sound like we're all playing together at the same time. So it's interesting. That's going to be my next video. I hope you tune in and you enjoy it. Okay, so listen to a little music, and thank you.
Con il sole attraverso il parabrezza di un Ford, le accortezze di un viaggio, una seconda corsia tra Novara e Vercelli, letti stesi di riso, un cappellino da beso e un po' rauco cantando, sovrapponendomi ad